Hi, welcome to the Broom, the Awareness Shop's video newsletter. I'm Lisa Stewart, and I'm here today with a very special guest, Christopher Hughes. So welcome to the Broom, Christopher.
Thanks, Lisa.
We'll be hearing from him a little bit later about some of these amazing things that are here on the table. I'd like to tell you first all of the things we're going to go over today on this episode. We're going to talk about who won the Random Acts of Kindness from the last Broom. We're going to tell you what you can win as the winner of the next Random Act of Kindness from the next Broom. We're going to talk about this amazing statue that's recently come out for the Awareness Shop from Joe Laudati. And we're going to talk a little bit about Christopher's wonderful Celtic Tarot. So why don't we start there? Christopher, why don't you tell me a little bit about this amazing deck?
Sure. My editors at Llewellyn Worldwide asked if I'd be interested in designing and conceptualizing a new tarot deck, which was a wonderful opportunity for me to be able to blend in not only my love for Celtic mythology, but also the love that I have for the tarot. And I describe in my tarot book how tarot truly transformed my life. It did when I was a teenager. It was my doorway, my introduction to the occult world. It brought me to where I am today. And having the deck come into fruition has taken me full circle, taken me right back to where it all started, to that initial burst of magic.
And the imagery that Chris Down has brought forward for you is just incredible. I mean, it really speaks across the mythology of your Celtic world.
It's been quite challenging to not only conceptualize and design the deck, but then to transfer all of those images from my mind across cyberspace into Chris's mind, and then onto parchment through ink and out into the ordinary world, into the apparent world. And that has been a challenge. It's not been an easy journey, but certainly cathartic and certainly transformative.
I understand, believe me. Certainly we have worked with a sculptor named Joe Laudati, who's put together this wonderful vision that we've had of clay. On the table here are many of your works. We have Journey into Spirit, From the Cauldron Born, your book on Celtic magic, and all of these have been really, really helpful and insightful for our community. So we want to give you a thank you for that.
Thank you.
And thank you for coming all this way to speak with us again.
It's a pleasure.
Now it's time for us to announce the winner from the last Broom. The person who watched that video all the way through and is signed up for our mailing list is eligible to win this Pamela Coleman Smith commemorative set. So since Christopher is our guest today, we thought we'd let him pick the winner. So Christopher, who did you choose?
I chose Dana Coins.
Well, congratulations, Dana. You've won the Pamela Coleman Smith commemorative deck. If you would like to be eligible to win our next Random Act of Kindness, please continue to watch this video all the way through. Make sure that you're signed up for our mailing list and that you subscribe to our YouTube channel, because the next prize, the prize from this Broom, is going to be a signed copy of Christopher Hughes' Celtic Tarot. Now, one of the other wonderful and amazing things that debuted in the store just about the same time as the Celtic Tarot deck was the next statue by Joe Laudati, made especially for the Awareness Shop. And this statue is clay. So we thought we'd be a little bit cheeky and get Christopher as our guest and have him talk about the mythology and the story of clay and tell us what he sees in the statue. So Christopher, please tell us.
He's beautiful. And I like the fact that the first thing I noticed was the colour. And Nant Lle, which is named after Lle, is a location in Snowdonia, is surrounded by this kind of rock. The colour of slate, the harsh, almost wintry look of the mountains there. So it looks quite beautiful. So Lle Llawgyffes comes to us from the 4th branch of the Mabinogi. And he is the small pethan, or the small thing that Aranrod leaves behind when she steps over Math's wand to test her virginity as potential footholder. And Gwydion picks up this small pethan and puts it in a kist, a stone box at the foot of his bed, as almost a secondary gestation. So Gwydion takes on the role of mother almost. And several months later, Lleu is birthed from this box and grows at an alarming rate. At which point Gwydion takes Lleu to meet his mother, Aranrod, at Caer Aranrod.
Oh, nice surprise.
Yes, and one she wasn't really expecting. So consequently, by means of the shame that Gwydion had brought upon her, she placed a tunged, 3 tunges, or 3 fates upon the child, one that he would not be given a name. And of course Gwydion is a magician, and so is Uncle Math. So they plan to foil Aranrod's tunged by turning to the arts of magic. So they go to Caer Aranrod in different guises, and they come up with all sorts of shenanigans and plans to foil Aranrod. And one of them is by means of making shoes. So during this process where they're there making little gorgeous shoes from leather, he strikes a wren between the backbone and the back leg. And Aranrod notices this, and she said, gosh, she said, the golden one, the light one, has a skillful hand, which in Welsh would say Lleu, Llaw Gyffes. And of course she'd given the name. And you can see on the figurine that the little emblem here on his chest has got the little wren there.
Oh, right, yeah.
To evoke that quality in Lleu. So then the next curse, the next fate, is the fact that he won't be given arms, and by an act of magic they foil that plan as well. And the third fate is that he will not marry a woman of the race of the earth. So Gwydion and Uncle Math take to magic again, and they summon and conjure a woman of flowers, Blodeuedd, to be his bride. Yeah. But we don't really have an awful lot of say when it comes to love and matters of the heart. So Blodeuedd falls in love with Gronw Pedr, and they get up to all sorts of mischief. And consequently, they plan to kill Lleu. But he can't be killed by any normal means. So they go through this entire complex process of gleaning the information that is required to kill him. They manage to pierce him through the back with a sword, and he doesn't die. Instead, he turns into an eagle and flies to the top of the world tree. Lleu in the Welsh language means light. You can see the moon on this lamp here and the sun here. Not that Lleu is a god of the sun, but represents the quality of light.
Light itself, yeah.
So the name for moon in Welsh is Lleuad, which you could imply means the lamp of Lleu, which is quite beautiful. So Gwydion, being the magician that he is, follows the hwch, the sow, to the bottom of the world tree, and therein they find the eagle in the topmost branches. And Gwydion takes to his art of magic and to englynion. And an englyn is a song spell. It's not just a verse, but it has power.
Like an enchantment.
Yes, yes. So he sings an englyn, which I could recite to you in Welsh if you fancy.
Yeah, I'd love that.
You could do the English version.
Sounds good.
So this is what Gwydion sang. He sang this. Derwen a dyf rhwng dailyn, yn cysgodi'n dawel awyr aglyn. Ond iddo weda fi gelwydd o flodau Lleu y mae hyn.
Oak that grows between 2 lakes, darkness cast on sky it makes. Unless a lie I do tell, the flowers of Lleu we smell.
Derwen a dyf mewn maes uchel, nis gwych glaw, nis tawdd gwres, cynhaliodd 20 dawn ar ei frig, Lleu, Llaw Gyffes.
Oak that grows on upland soil, rain nor heat can ever spoil. 20 gifts its branches hold, at Lleu the skillful hands hold.
Derwen a dyf dan lechwedd, noddfa tywysog hardd, ond iddo weda fi gelwydd, byddaw Lleu i'm harffedd.
Oak that grows beneath the slope, shelters prince so fair with hope. Unless a lie is spoke from me, Lleu will come unto my knee.
Isn't that lovely?
It is very powerful. So I think that this broom really holds the the energy of clay. And if you just look on your screen, I'm sure you'll see a link where you can order your own statue for your altar, or indeed you could order the Celtic Tarot. And we've had our own little bit of magic. We really were amazed when we saw the clay statue for the first time. It exceeded our expectations, and he certainly does look a little bit like the Hermit. And then we opened the box of Celtic Tarot to see that the Hermit card, in almost the same coloring, is on the front cover. This is, of course, Merlin, but look at the magic of coincidence. People in two completely different countries working and researching and putting forward the information of Celtic myth.
Magic.
Well, thank you so much, Christopher.
You're welcome.
For being part of this Broom and sharing the wonderful story of clay with us.
It's been a joy. Thank you.
Thank you. It's just such an amazing path and life to be leading. And remember, to be eligible to win a random act of kindness from this episode of the Broom, which is Christopher's Celtic Tarot deck, signed by Christopher Hughes, all you have to do is watch this episode of the Broom all the way through. Make sure you're signed up for our mailing list, and make sure that you've subscribed to our YouTube station. And that's about all we have for today. So thank you very much for watching, and blessed be.
Bendición que nace.